Commander Thrixel unfolded his elongated arms and felt the rhythmic pulse of his ship's living hull beneath him. The starfeeder drifted through the dark, its organic engines drinking cosmic radiation and exhaling silent power. Around it, 11 other vessels of the Zerath Dominion moved in flawless formation, sleek, alive, and glistening with the wet shimmer of engineered flesh. "Another barren sector," muttered Subcommander Crithin, his 6 eyes reflecting the dim biolight of his console. "3 cycles without contact. Even the rim worlds have gone silent." Thrixel's mandibles clicked in mild irritation. For 3 millennia, the Zerath Dominion had ruled this arm of the galaxy. Their fleets were grown, not built, apex predators of the void. Entire civilizations had surrendered at the sight of their bioships, their elegance and horror unmatched. But lately, the stars had grown dull. The thrill of conquest had faded. No prey worth the chase remained. Then Crithin's tone shifted. "Commander, I have something. Sector 77 Delta." Thrixel approached the viewing membrane, the ship's living eye. The stars shifted as the starfeeder focused its gaze. At first, only emptiness. Then, something vast appeared. "What is that?" Thrixel whispered. It was enormous, 3 times larger than their heaviest cruiser. Where the Zerath ships curved and glowed, this object was all steel and geometry, edges, armor, and weapon ports by the thousands. It looked like a mountain had been forged into motion. "It's artificial," Crithin said uncertainly. "No organic readings, entirely metallic, and yet it moves." A chill crawled through Thrixel's shell. A dead thing, alive? No logic explained it. A construct of refined alloys, powered by something unseen, cutting through space with mechanical precision. It was like watching a corpse walk. And think, 3,000 kilometers away, Captain Adrian Cole stood on the bridge of the USS Vanguard, humanity's first true dreadnought. The ship's deep hum, reactors, magnetic coils, fusion systems, was the heartbeat of human engineering. 12 unknown contacts, Captain, reported Lieutenant Sarah Vega from Tactical. They're strange. Bioorganic signatures, not mechanical. Nothing in the database matches. Cole nodded, calm and focused. At 51, he had fought pirates and insurgents across the outer colonies. But this was different. This was first contact. "Distance?" he asked. 4,000 clicks. Closing fast. On the main screen, the alien vessels glided like living creatures, beautiful, dangerous, almost hypnotic. But beauty didn't mean harmless. Cole knew better. "Energy spike detected," called comms officer Patel. "Weapon systems, sir. Unknown type, definitely hostile grade." "Understood." Cole's voice stayed steady. "Vega, assessment. 12 ships, roughly 400 meters each," she said crisply. "Energy-based weapons, maybe plasma. No kinetic traces." Cole raised a brow. "No kinetic systems, no railguns, no missiles?" "None, sir. It's like they've never heard of them." "Interesting. Any spacefaring species developed kinetic weaponry. Simple, brutal, and reliable. Energy weapons were elegant but fickle. Cole preferred things that left craters." He tapped his console. "Engineering? Status?" "All systems green," came Chief Rourke's voice. "Reactors stable, shields at full charge, rail batteries armed." Cole allowed a faint smile. The Vanguard wasn't alive, it didn't breathe or bleed. But it endured. It was built for one purpose, to win. "Sir," Vega said, "they're slowing, could be posturing or preparing to fire." Cole's eyes narrowed. "Either way, we'll be ready. Comms open a channel if they try to talk. But weapons stay hot." The 2 fleets drifted closer. 2 philosophies of war about to collide. The Zerath ships shimmered with light, rippling through colors that spoke of conquest and dominance. The human ship moved with deliberate precision, a silent monument of alloy and willpower. Commander Thrixel watched the alien construct approach and felt something unfamiliar. Not fear, something colder. Doubt. "Commander," Crithin murmured, "perhaps we should summon reinforcements?" Thrixel clicked in amusement. 12 Dominion cruisers against 1 dead machine? Hardly necessary. But deep inside, instinct whispered, this will not end as before. The Starfeeder's fleet shifted into attack formation, elegant and deadly. Their hulls rippled with bioluminescent patterns, warnings written in light. Weapons pulsed, spores awakened, acid pods swelled with hunger. It was the same dance they had performed across 100 dying worlds. On board the Vanguard, Captain Cole watched their movement with professional admiration. "They're good," he said quietly. "Very good, but we've seen this kind of arrogance before." He straightened. "Helm, hold course. Let's see what the galaxy's apex predators do when the food finally bites back. Still no response? Captain Adrian Cole asked, eyes fixed on the tactical display. Lieutenant Lisa Patel shook her head. Nothing yet, sir, but I'm seeing bursts of signal traffic between them. Internal chatter, maybe. They're definitely talking. Cole studied the alien formation the way a chess master studies an opponent's move, calmly, patiently. Their formation was perfect on the surface, but predictable. They moved as if their enemy would simply wait to be devoured. "Helm," Cole said. "Bring us about. I want the Vanguard facing them head-on." The massive Dreadnought began to rotate, every movement slow, deliberate, controlled, a steel giant choosing which side of its fortress to reveal. No hesitation, no fear. That was the moment everything changed. As the Vanguard completed her turn, the aliens finally saw her in full. And for the first time in centuries, the Zerath Dominion hesitated. The Dreadnought was enormous, not just large, but absurdly, impossibly vast. It dwarfed their greatest biocruiser the way a mountain dwarfs a forest. But it wasn't her size that froze them. It was the weapons. The human vessel bristled with hard-angled firepower. Rail cannon turrets like fortress towers, missile clusters by the dozen, laser grids forming a silver web across the hull. Every surface promised annihilation. "By the void," murmured Crithin. "What kind of species would build something like that?" Before Thrixel could answer, the Dreadnought's weapons came alive, not firing, just tracking. In a single, terrifying motion, every turret and launcher rotated with machine precision until each alien ship found itself pinned in an invisible crosshair. 12 ships, 12 locks, all simultaneous. The Zerath fleet froze. Their targeting systems had never seen such accuracy. The human computers had calculated firing solutions for 12 moving targets. Not roughly, not almost, but mathematically perfect. Every rail cannon was aimed at a cruiser's center of mass. Every missile launcher predicted their evasive routes. Every laser grid adjusted to exploit weak points in their bioarmor. The Dominion's finest biomines would have needed minutes to achieve such precision. The Vanguard had done it in seconds. "Commander," Crithin's voice trembled, a sound the crew hadn't heard in generations. "They have locks on every ship, all of them, at once." Thrixel stared at the data on his viewing membrane, unable to comprehend what he was seeing. How could a dead, metal construct think and react faster than living warships designed by evolution itself? On the Vanguard's bridge, Vega reported calmly, "All targets acquired, sir. Firing solutions locked and updating in real time." Cole gave a faint nod. "And they've stopped moving." He wasn't surprised. He'd seen that reaction before, the frozen silence that came when an enemy realized the game was already over. "Engineering," he called. Chief Rourke's voice came through, steady and bored. "Reactors stable, power draw minimal. We could sit like this for a month without blinking." Cole allowed himself a small smile. The Vanguard's AI wasn't just advanced. It was alive in its own way. Quantum processors and synthetic cognition worked together in seamless harmony, tracking every movement, every possibility, every breath in the void. Out in space, the Zerath fleet hung motionless. Their graceful formation, once an image of power, had become a perfect target grid. Every possible maneuver already anticipated and countered before they could even think of it. For the first time in 3,000 years, the conquerors of the Dominion were outthought. "Orders, Commander?" came a panicked voice from one of the fleet's captains. Thrixel said nothing. Every strategy, every tactic in their vast doctrine assumed they were the superior minds. But now, faced with something faster, colder, and utterly alien in its logic, he realized his manuals meant nothing. Across the stars, silence ruled. 12 living ships held captive in the aim of a single human machine. On the Vanguard, Cole finally broke the stillness. "Lisa," he said softly, "open a channel, all frequencies." Patel's fingers danced over the console. "Channel open, sir. You're live." Captain Adrian Cole stepped forward, his calm face now visible on every Zerath command display, a lone human standing in the blue glow of his ship's bridge. "This is Captain Adrian Cole of the United Nations Space Fleet," he said, his voice steady, confident, almost polite. "You are within human-claimed territory. State your intentions." The words rippled through the alien fleet like a physical shockwave. For the Zerath, the idea of being asked for intentions was unthinkable. For millennia, their presence was authority. No one demanded explanations, until now. Thrixel turned toward Crithin, his voice low. How does one respond to such a question? Crithin blinked his 6 eyes, confusion spreading. I do not know, Commander. It is nonsensical. We go where we please. But even as he spoke, the answer sounded hollow. The human's tone carried an implication the Zerath had never heard before. Choice. Thrixel straightened and opened his comms. His voice, amplified by ancient pride, filled the void. I am Commander Thrixel of the Zerath Dominion fleet. We are the rulers of this sector. You will surrender your vessel and submit to our dominion. The words that had conquered hundreds of worlds fell flat, echoing emptily through the silence. On the Vanguard's bridge, a few officers exchanged amused glances. Vega suppressed a smile. Cole didn't raise his voice. I see, he said. And if we choose not to? The question caught Thrixel off guard. No one had ever refused, much less asked for clarification. Then you will be destroyed, Thrixel declared, retreating into ritual arrogance. Understood, Cole replied mildly. Lisa, close the channel. The transmission cut. Silence filled the stars once more. The aliens stared at their screens, stunned. The human captain had received their ultimate threat with the same tone one might use when checking the weather. And for the first time in Dominion history, the predators of the galaxy understood what it meant to be prey. Officer Mia Torres frowned at her console. Nothing direct, Captain, but there's chatter across multiple bands. Could be internal signals. Captain Darius Holt leaned forward, studying the alien formation with the detached calm of a man who'd seen too many battles. Impressive formation, he murmured, but they're assuming we'll just sit here and take it. He turned. Helm, face us toward them. Aye, sir. The UNS Archangel rotated with deliberate precision. It was less a maneuver and more a statement, a fortress turning its walls to face invaders. The movement was methodical, fearless, almost ceremonial. As the human Dreadnought completed its slow turn, the alien fleet finally saw her full size. The Archangel was colossal, not merely large, but a floating continent of steel and intent. She dwarfed their greatest biocruiser the way a mountain dwarfs a hill. But it wasn't her size that froze the alien commanders. It was the arsenal. Every inch of the Archangel's armored hull bristled with weaponry. Rail cannons, missile pods, plasma nodes, defense grids, an impossible ecosystem of destruction. Gigantic gun turrets pivoted with eerie smoothness. Swarms of laser nodes flickered alive, tracking every ship in the alien formation. What kind of civilization builds something like that? Whispered Commander Velthar of the Zerath Dominion. And then it got worse. As the Archangel locked into position, every single weapon system shifted, each one finding a target among the alien ships. 16 of them, 16 different vessels, and every gun found its mark simultaneously. Not approximately. Not within margin of error, mathematically perfect. The Archangel's quantum targeting AI analyzed trajectories, countermaneuvers, shield harmonics, and in less than 4 seconds the ship had a firing solution for every target. Captain, whispered Velthar's first officer, his voice trembling, their weapons are locked on all of us. On the Archangel's bridge, Lieutenant Sarah Kim reported calmly, all targets acquired, sir. Real-time updates active. They've stopped moving. Captain Holt simply nodded. They usually do. Chief Engineer Ramirez's voice came over comms. Power draws steady, Captain. Reactors barely at idle. The captain smiled faintly. Plenty of room to breathe. The alien fleet hung motionless, caught in a perfect web of fire control. Their formation, once a predator's stance, had become a death trap. Every movement they might make had already been predicted, simulated, and countered. For the first time in recorded Ixwyran history, a Dominion fleet was paralyzed, not by damage or numbers, but by the simple realization that they were hopelessly, utterly outclassed. Commander Velthar, his second, whispered, "Your orders?" Velthar stared blankly at the glowing tactical display. Every strategy, every maneuver, every contingency he knew assumed superiority. Now all of it was meaningless. He had no orders, no plan, no concept for this scenario. Captain Holt finally spoke, breaking the suffocating silence. "Open a channel, Lieutenant." "Channel open across all frequencies, sir." His image appeared on every alien display, a middle-aged human in a dark navy uniform, posture straight, eyes steady. "This is Captain Darius Holt of the United Earth Naval Command," he said. "You've entered sovereign human space. State your intentions." The simple statement hit like a meteor. To the XY diplomacy was ceremony, ornate declarations, elaborate ranks, veiled threats. But this was direct. Simple, terrifyingly confident. Velthar's voice came back, laced with indignation. I am Commander Velthar of the Dominion's Vanguard fleet. You will surrender your vessel immediately. Captain Holt didn't flinch. And if we refuse, then you will be destroyed. Understood, Holt said calmly. Helm, maintain course. Comms, close the channel. The transmission cut. Silence returned, thick, electric, and full of fear. They don't seem afraid, one alien whispered. Velthar swallowed hard. No, they don't. Understood, Holt said calmly. Helm, maintain course. Comms, close the channel. The transmission cut. Silence returned, thick, electric, and full of fear. They don't seem afraid, one alien whispered. Velthar swallowed hard. No, they don't. The alien fleet hovered in place, the once confident biocruisers now eerily still. Their commanders' multiple eyes darted across displays, trying to interpret what had just happened. For millennia, no species had dared to challenge the hegemony. And yet, here they were, faced with humans who regarded their ultimate weapons as trivial nuisances. Holt leaned back, his hands resting lightly on the command console. They'll need time to process. Give them 72 hours. The officers aboard the human ship exchanged knowing glances. In those hours, the aliens would report back to their superiors. They would speak of a single patrol ship that had dismantled a fleet, nullified their deadliest biological weapons, and casually annihilated an asteroid with pure kinetic firepower. They would speak of calm, reasoned humans who treated the galaxy like a chessboard, not a battlefield. And when the hegemony returned, if they returned, they would find that humanity had already anticipated them, prepared for them, and would welcome them with overwhelming precision and unyielding resolve. Velthar and his commanders turned away from the view screens, their hearts pounding, their pride shattered. The humans had not only survived, they had redefined the rules of engagement. Holt's voice broke the tension. All stations resume normal patrol. Keep sensors active. Remember, the galaxy just changed, and we're the ones who changed it. As the USS Odyssey, the patrol ship, massive even by human standards, slipped back into routine course, the alien fleet began a slow, retreating turn toward hyperspace. Each biocruiser pulsed with cautious hesitation, their commanders silently counting the cost of underestimating humanity. And in the vast, cold expanse of space, a glowing cloud of superheated plasma, once a solid asteroid, continued to drift, a silent monument to the power and resolve of a species unafraid to challenge the impossible. The galaxy had shifted. The hegemony, the once unquestioned rulers of this sector, had been reminded that supremacy could never be assumed. Humanity had claimed its place among the stars, and the universe would never forget it. Holt allowed himself a small, satisfied smile. Should be more interesting, he murmured. The USS Odyssey continued its patrol, calm, patient, and ready for whatever the galaxy dared to throw next. For the crew, it was just another day at work. For the universe, it was the dawn of a new era.